And welcome to Tampa, Florida, here in the Maui Arena for the Wisconsin Badgers, the 4 seed, taking on the 12-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats in this second round of matchup. Good to have you with us. Hunter Baumgart here from Tampa, and we're excited for this second round matchup. Cincinnati out of Wisconsin. You can see the starting lineups there. Wisconsin in the white unis and the red numbers. Black jerseys for Cincinnati, black shorts along with white numerals. We are underway. Cincinnati secures the tip, and the Bearcats with Vogt with it. Cincinnati coming off an upset victory over Butler, basically led wire to wire. Here's the 2 by Vogt. That's good. Wisconsin, they had a bigger test than they thought they were going to have in the first round. They beat North Texas, but not without having overtime to do so. So that is going to be something to watch. They're playing a Cincinnati team that's pretty good as well here. Are they going to be tested just as much? That's a block in the lane, and now Cincinnati comes down with it. Bearcats with the basketball. Just underway. Good to have you with the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament second round action. Oh, what a slam home. Cincinnati's Chris Vogt has all 4 so far for the Bearcats. Again, Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa, Florida. I'm a play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterB.on-air. Feel free to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter, though, for all of the tournament action, the scores, the schedule, highlights, all going on the Live Sim Sports Twitter account. Brad Davison out to Demetric Trice for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Cincinnati, and the Bearcats up 4-0 already with the basketball. Oh, and another 3. That's good, and the Cincinnati Bearcats are up 7. Micah Adams-Woods, the freshman from Syracuse, and it's 7-0 Cincinnati. Oh boy, Wisconsin finding themselves in a hole early. Reavers with it for the Badgers. Backs it out, hands it off to Demetric Trice. Now right side, Aleem Ford. Gets it back to Reavers for 3. That's off the back iron, no good, and Cincinnati secures the rebound. Cincinnati up 7-0 with the basketball. Adams-Woods, top of the key. He nailed the 3 on the last possession. What can he do here? We play 4 10-minute quarters. Thanks so much for joining us here in Tampa. Beautiful court. Beautiful game. Great to have some college hoops. That's no good, and the putback is, though. And the Cincinnati Bearcats open up a 9-0 lead. Coach Greg Gard of the Badgers probably not happy over there. Might have to call a timeout. Pritzel near the logo. Reavers back to Pritzel. 12 to shoot. Pritzel to Trice. Back to Pritzel. Pritzel driving. Out to Reavers for 3. That's good. Nothing but net for Nate Reavers, and he holds the position. It's 9-3 with 7:20 to go here in the first quarter, and the Badgers are on the board. That's good. Took a while for them to get on the board. Almost just over 2.5 minutes. That's no good, and Wisconsin comes out of there with the rebound. Lean forward across the timeline. Gets to Trice. Trice waiting for his offense to set. Reavers into Davison. Davison going to pass it out to Nate Reavers. Reavers with the basketball. Now out to Davison. Davison with 5 to shoot. Going to try to get around the defender. Now he's double teamed. Out to Trice for 3. He's good. And the Badgers have answered with a couple of tray balls. It's 9-6 Cincinnati with 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Nice job by Demetric Trice, the junior from Ohio. Adams-Woods with it to Cumberland. Cumberland on the left side for Cincinnati. Now it's into Scott. Turn up, good. And the Bearcats up 11-6. That is Trey Scott, the senior from Georgia. A lot of Badger fans here in Tampa. Stayed after Thursday's victory over North Texas. Stuck around in sunny Florida. Why not, right? Reavers out to Trice. 6 to shoot. Trice in the lane, puts it up, and it is good. And the Badgers cut it to a 3-point deficit once again. It's 11-8. Demetric Trice with the basket. All right. Cincinnati now brings it down. Williams with it for Cincinnati. Williams. In, up, good. That once again by Trey Scott, and it's 13-8 Cincinnati. 5:20 to go in this first quarter. Badgers finished 21-10 on the season, 14-6 in the Big Ten Big Ten Conference this year. Not the Big Ten tournament. The tournament didn't happen. But Trice in for 2. He's starting to heat up. It is 13-10 as Cincinnati with a little bit of miscues there in the backcourt. Couldn't quite handle it. And now they get it in. 13-10 Cincinnati. Trey Scott on the right side for the Bearcats. Trey Scott on the right side, backing it out. 8 to shoot for the Bearcats. Scott in the lane, up 2. No good, but a foul. I think they're going to get a lean forward here. They will. First personal on him. Scott shanking his head, saying, "You can't stop me." Let's see what happens. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple because there's a shooting foul. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Good to have you with us here on YouTube for the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Free throw is up and good. It's 14-10. Substitutions here for the Bearcats. Cumberland comes in. So we got both Cumberlands now in the ball game for Cincinnati. Javen Cumberland and Jerron Cumberland. All right, Trey Scott at the line, though. See if he can make his second free throw. Up and good. And he nails both. 15-10 Cincinnati. Cincinnati was up 9-0. Since then, it's been a 10-6 run by the Wisconsin Badgers from Madison. Pritzel near the logo. He's now on the logo. Reavers back to Pritzel. 10 to shoot. Oh, almost stole it away. It's on the ground. Davison's got it now. 5 to shoot. And now, we've got a foul here. Williams. And I think they're just going to inbound here. Vogt is going to check out for Cincinnati. Coming in is going to be Mamadou Diarra. So we've got 15-10 to go. 15-10 the score, 4:22 to go in this first quarter. Davison with it for the Badgers, 8 to shoot. Doesn't get a full shot clock after that foul. Ford in the lane, up for 2, off the glass. Beautiful shot by Aleem Ford. And it's 15-12. Ford, the junior from Georgia. All right. Cumberland in the lane, up for 2. That's no good off the back iron, and Dmitry Trice brings it down. Badgers have not tied it since 0-0-0. They've not led in this ballgame. Pritzel up for 2. Wild, no good. Trying to kind of take after Aleem Ford's footsteps there. And now Cincinnati quickly up the floor and in. Wow, that was very quick. That's Cumberland, Jerron Cumberland, 6'5", out of Wilmington, Ohio. Thanks to all those watching in Ohio. Of course, you are watching your Cincinnati Bearcats most likely. All right, Greg Gard not happy. He takes a timeout. 17-12 Cincinnati, 3:35 to go in the first quarter. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. 17-12. The 12-seed Cincinnati beating the 4-seed Wisconsin. Anderson and Potter in there now for the Badgers. Micah Potter had a nice game in the first round against North Texas. All right, Cincinnati Bearcats. Cumberland in for 2. Good. And it is 19-12 Cincinnati. Even Cumberland. All right, the Badgers bring it up to Dmitry Trice, top of the key. To Potter, back to Trice. Right side to Ford, back to Trice. 8 to shoot for the Badgers. Potter to Ford. Ford. Good defense here by Cincinnati. Ford's going to have to shoot a 3, and he does at the buzzer. The shot clock, it's rims out, and Cincinnati with the rebound. 19-12 Cincinnati, and they've got the basketball. Cumberland. Badgers fans chanting defense here in Tampa. Cincinnati with it, Cumberland. 7 to shoot. Cumberland for 2. That is off the rim, no good. Offensive board by Trey Scott. And up and blocked. Beautiful block, but the putback is no good. Micah Potter with the block inside. And that was just beautiful. Cincinnati got the rebound, couldn't convert. Anderson on the other end can't convert. And now Ford in the lane, up for 2. Good. And Wisconsin gets some points out of that. It is 19-14. And the Bearcats bring it down. Cumberland. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. 19-14 Cincinnati. Cumberland nearly stolen. Trey Scott to Cumberland for 2. That's no good. Rebound by the Wisconsin Badgers. And Davison with the basketball. Gets to Trice. Trice, top of the key. Back to Ford. 7 to shoot for the Badgers. Down 5. Can they cut it to a 1-possession lead here? 2 seconds on the shot clock. Micah Potter fadeaway, no good. Rebound by Cincinnati. That's Williams. Brings it down the floor. Now we're going to back it out. Gets to Cumberland. Scott, right side to Williams. Now Cumberland in the lane. Up for 2. That's going to be a foul. No good on the shot, but Micah Potter thought he got all ball. Going to the line for Cincinnati will be Jerron Cumberland. 1:12 to go in this first quarter. Cincinnati up 5. Free throw is up and good. So the Cincinnati Bearcats open up a 6-point lead. He can make it a 3-possession game here. Getting high fives from his teammates. Getting the confidence of his fellow man. Free throw coming here. It is up, and it is no good. Micah Potter secures the board for the Badgers, and they'll bring it down. 20-14 the score. Badgers down 6 with the basketball, the 4 seed. Almost getting upset in that first round by North Texas. They get it into Anderson for 2. Beautiful pass, beautiful score by Anderson, and it's 20-16. Beautiful dish there. Cumberland gets it into Scott for 2. That's good. And it's 22-16. Trey Scott's had a nice first quarter. He's got 10 of the 22 for Cincinnati. He's 4 for 5 from the field and 4 boards as well. As you can see there, Trice in the lane, up for 2. No good. Tipped around. Trey Scott the rebound. His 5th board. Williams across the timeline. 32 seconds in the first quarter. Cumberland. Ooh, almost got it stolen away. Now for 2. That's going to be no good. Rebound to lean Ford. The Badgers bring it down. Across the timeline is Ford. Ford out to Trice. Trice going to drive in the lane. He's putting it up for 2. That's no good. Rebound Cincinnati, and with 12 seconds left in the quarter, I'm guessing they'll play for the last shot. Cumberland. No, he's just going to shoot, and he missed it. And now Micah Potter secures the rebound. 4, 3, 2. Trice, a half-court heave, and he missed it. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Cincinnati Bearcats with a 22-16 lead, the 12 seed, beating the 4 seed here in Tampa. We'll be right back. You're watching Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back for this second quarter. 10 minutes left in the first half. 22-16. Cincinnati with the lead over the Badgers. Anderson, Trice, Potter, Davison, and Ford still out there for the Badgers. And Trice with it. Wisconsin starts with the basketball here in this quarter. Anderson. Top of the key. Going to drive. Anderson gets it out to Davison. 1 to shoot. Puts it up for 2. That's no good. And the rebound is not going to be gotten by anybody. It's going to be out of bounds, and the Bearcats will secure possession. Davison not happy after that missed shot. All right, a couple of substitutions here for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Well, Diarra will stay in, but Vogt comes in for Cincinnati. 22-16. Williams on the left side for the Bearcats. Winner to the next round, the final 16 of the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. So big game here. Who can move on to next week's action? 2 fading away is no good. Fofor and Potter comes out of there with it to a lean 4. Who will slow it down for the Badgers. Gets it to Trice. Trice back to Ford. Into Davison. Davison into a cutting forward for 2. No good. Ooh, kind of like a give and go. And could not convert on the shot. Cincinnati now with it. Cumberland. Under 9 to play in the half. Williams. Right side to Vogt. There's Vogt. To Williams. 6 to shoot. Williams. Guarded by Potter. Williams into Diarra. No, nothing on the shot. I don't even know if he didn't get it off, so it wouldn't have mattered if it went in. Shot clock violation, says the referee. I don't know if he was just not aware of it, but he was not able to get that shot off. So the Badgers take over, down 6. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 22-16 Cincinnati. 8:38 to go in the first half. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. And welcome back. 8:38 to go in this first half. Badgers didn't play all that well against North Texas. Barely got past them in the first round. Now having some trouble as a block in the lane by Cincinnati. They're in trouble with the Bearcats. Badgers haven't scored in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Williams for three. That's no good. Nobody scored in the second quarter so far. I mean, we're not even 2 minutes into it, but still. Anderson with it for the Badgers. Anderson out there to Trice. Nate Reavers back in. Good to see him back checking in. He was a big part of the win over North Texas, so I assumed that he would be a big part of this one. Potter, no good. Reavers in there. There you go. Nate Reavers answering the call, and it's 22-18. 4-point game. All right. Cincinnati with it. Up for two. No good. Or sorry, good. Sometimes the mind and the words that come out don't line up as a play-by-play announcer. 24-18, Cincinnati with the lead after Adams Woods puts it up and in. 7:30 to go in the half. Davison for three. That's no good. Oh, almost rimmed in, but did not work out. Adams Woods with it for Cincinnati, up 6. To Vogt. To Williams. Guarded by Davison. Good defense over there by Brad. Cumberland. Gonna drive. Up for two. No good. Rebound Nate Reavers. And the Badgers bring it down with Demetric Trice. All right. All the way in for two. Good. Micah Potter. And it's 24-20. Badgers keeping it within range here. They were down 9-0 to start this one. So it's been a bit a comeback. And they've been able to sustain it. Steal. Badgers down 4 with the basketball. All right, inside for two. Brad Davison, no good. Sorry, Anderson, no good. And the Williams is going to get called for the foul. Anderson saying, "Hey, look at the look at the replay. You'll see exactly what you did." Like maybe he hurt his back a little bit on that too. He was kind of bending backward, trying to shake it out a little bit. Trevor Anderson will go to the line for the Badgers. Trevor Anderson, the junior out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Hey, shout out to all of you listening in Wisconsin, or watching, I should say, in Wisconsin. It's been super fun to bring you Badger basketball. Of course, I'm from Wisconsin, but I'm remaining neutral here. Don't worry. 24-21. The free throw is up and good. But good to have you with us from Wisconsin or wherever you may be watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. As Pritzel checks in for the Badgers. But hopefully this can be kind of a little bit of distraction. Enjoy some college hoops that we desperately missed out on. All right, 24-22. Free throw is up and good. And the Badgers only down 2. They've been trying to fight back this entire game. Vogt up for 2, good. Every time the Badgers fight back, Cincinnati has an answer. It's 26-22. Wisconsin shooting just 36%. That's something, too. If you watch Badger basketball a lot, you will notice they do not shoot the ball incredibly well. There are a lot of low-scoring games, but when they do, they are absolutely dangerous. So it is big for them when they can shoot the ball well, but they're not doing a lot of that so far today. 26-22. Williams with it for Cincinnati, out to Adams Woods. 10 to shoot for the Bearcats. Left side to Cumberland. Hot about the three. Now he's going to dribble it out. Now he's going to take the three, and he's going to nail the three. And it's 29-22. Cincinnati out to a 7-point lead with 5:37 to go in the first half here in Tampa. Wisconsin kind of on their heels now. Anderson. Trevor Anderson drives. Working on a couple of defenders, and it's nearly stolen. It's going to be Badgers ball with 11 to shoot. Good defense there by Cumberland. Demetric Trice going to check in. Anderson looks like he may have a problem with his nail, so he's going to check out. Nobody checking on him, though, over there. Everybody's very intently watching the game. If you look at the Badgers bench, they are focused. All right, Trice to Potter for 2. No good. Rebound, Potter gets his own rebound, and they'll reset with Trice. Badgers down 7. Trice up for 2. Good. And the Badgers down 5. Badgers faithful. Looking for something to cheer about like that, too, there. 5:05 to go. Bearcats going to call a timeout. Coach John Brennan wants to talk it over. 29-24. 5:05 to go in the first half. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. As you saw Greg Gard talking to his team, trying to get some momentum into these guys. Every time that they've had a little momentum and tried to come back, Cincinnati has had an answer. So they need to combat that answer next time they go on a run. Cumberland with it for Cincinnati. Under 5 to play in the half. Cumberland up for 2, no good. Rebound Micah Potter. The Badgers bring it down 5. Badgers with the basketball. Pritzl near the logo. Good to have you with us for this second round matchup here on a nice Saturday. Trice up for 2, no good. Rebound Micah Potter, and go up and score, my man. He was kind of waiting around. I didn't know if he was maybe going to pass it out, but he can be a dominant force in the lane, and when you give him space to work with like they did, you got to take advantage of it. And that's what he did. He's got 4 points, 29-26 Cincinnati. That's an interception by Trice. And the Badgers bring it down. They could tie it on this possession. Davison for the tie. You bet. And the Badgers on a 7-0 run have tied it at 29. So the Bearcats called that timeout, and since then the Badgers have made 2 shots, and Cincinnati has missed 2 shots. So John Brennan might be kicking himself a little bit for taking that timeout. Under 4 to play in this first half. Cumberland with it for Cincinnati. 10 to shoot. Badger fans back into it. Here in Tampa, we have a tie game. This is going to be a great one. Stick with us here on YouTube in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Cumberland for 3. Good! Oh, what a beautiful shot. Javan Cumberland with the 3. And it's 32-29. Wow. Javan Cumberland, the senior from Wilmington, Ohio, went to Wilmington High School. Trice for 3. That's good. And both teams trading tray balls right now. It's 32-all. Dimitri Trice, the 3. Junior, also from Ohio, playing against one of the teams from his home state. Vogt with it. Under 3 to play in the first half. Vogt up for 2, no good but a foul. Reavers saying, that's all on me. I understand everything that's going to come of this, the consequences. So, 32-all. Nate Reavers immediately taking full responsibility for that foul. Going to the line for the Cincinnati Bearcats will be Chris Vogt, the junior from Mayfield, Kentucky, went to Graves County High School. So, hello to all you watching in Kentucky here. Oh, there's some Bearcat fans in Kentucky for sure. All right, Vogt at the line. No good. A nice view here. Kind of can see where he's lining up. A couple of substitutions here for Cincinnati. Trey Scott will come in along with Jaron Cumberland. So those are 2 substitutions. Badgers also getting Anderson and Ford in there. They've got Pritzl, Potter, and Reavers as well. Cincinnati's free throw. Up and good. And it is 33-32. Cincinnati with a 1-point lead as he makes one and misses the other. In the lane is Ford. Up for 2. Good. And the Badgers have their first lead of the game. It's 34-33. Badgers with a 1-point lead. The 4 seed coming back and taking the lead. All right, Cincinnati with it. Adams Woods. Is it stolen away? We got a jump ball. Good defense there by Nate Reavers. And we will have a jump ball between a couple of tall guys, Vogt and Reavers. Vogt 7'1", Reavers 6'11", and it goes to the guy who's 7'1". I mean that's probably predictable, but 2 guys who are crazy tall. All right, Williams in the lane, up for 2, rejection. Micah Potter, putback, no good. That was a wild shot. Another putback, no good. Vogt had a couple of opportunities to put it back in, but to no avail. How about a 3 from Anderson? That's good, and it's 37-33. The Badgers on a run here of 15-4 to take a 37-33 lead. Cincinnati was up 29-22 not too long ago. Adams Woods to Cumberland as Badger fans get into it here in Tampa. Vastly outnumbering the Bearcat fans. Up for 2, no good. Rebound by Potter. Under 2 to play in the first half. Wisconsin up 4. And that's a steal by Cincinnati. On the other end, Cumberland up for 2. That's no good but a foul. Lean forward called for his second. And going to the line will be Jaron Cumberland. 37-33. Greg Gard, I don't know what happened there. Not too happy maybe with the call or what Ford did, not sure. Ford now has 2 fouls, so we'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Cumberland is at the line. free throw up. Free throw no good. You see, Vogt didn't even flinch on that. The ball went right next to him, and he didn't even flinch. Wow. Look at the free throw percentage here. 4 for 7 for Cincinnati. Wisconsin's only they've only shot 2, but they've made both of them. All right, Bearcats with it. A free throw here. Cumberland. Up and good. So the Badgers with a 3-point lead and the basketball. All right. Up inside. Potter, no good, but a foul. And Micah Potter will go to the line. Foul starting to rack up here. Trey Scott not happy about that one. Potter high fives with his teammates. Of course, Potter missed the first section of the season, but since he came back, the Badgers did outstanding, and they did a lot better than they did without Potter. So he has been a big part of this Badger team. First free throw is up and good for Micah Potter, the junior from Ohio as well. A lot of people, there's a few from Ohio on Wisconsin. There's a couple here. We got Demetric Trice and Micah Potter, but of course both very, very important to this Badger team. All right, Potter up and good. And it's 39-34. Badgers with a 5-point lead. Their largest of the game. They are now 4 for 4 from the line. Adams Woods with it for Cincinnati. 1:23 to go in the first half here in Tampa. Good to have you with us here on YouTube. The Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. I'm Hunter Bongart with you. Adams Woods into Scott. Scott is stripped, and the Badgers come out of there with it. All right, Badgers with the basketball with 1:09 to go in the half. Anderson with it for the Badgers. 13 to shoot. Reavers. A minute to go. Anderson. We are in the first half of play. Ford for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Cincinnati. Vogt. It's down to Williams. Williams with it for Cincinnati. Gets some space. Now gets it out to Cumberland. John Cumberland. Right side to Adams Woods. Trying to find someone to pass it to. Trying to get a screen. Does a little bit from Scott, but backs it out. 5 to shoot. Adams Woods for 3 at the shot clock buzzer. No good. Rebound, Brevin Pritzel, and the Badgers bring it down. 3-second differential between the game and shot clock. Pritzel in the lane. Now gets it out to Anderson. Near the logo. 15 seconds on the game clock. 10 to shoot now. Ford. Wisconsin up 5 with the basketball. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. They're going to have to shoot it here. Potter up. No good. Shot clock violation. Didn't even hit the rim. Be sure to stick with us for the halftime report. Bunch of highlights and stats. And then we'll have the second half here from Tampa. Davison going to come in for Anderson for these last couple of seconds. All right, Cumberland at the buzzer. That's no good. Oh, it almost went in. Holy cow. 39-34, the halftime score here on YouTube in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament, this second round game. Winner to the final 16 of the tournament. So this is going to be a good one. Definitely stick with us for the halftime show and the second half here on YouTube. Wisconsin, Cincinnati. We'll be back at the second half in just a couple of moments. We are back and ready for the second half here in Tampa. The 4-seed Badgers and the 12-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats going at it here from Tampa in this second round game. Winner to the final 16 of the tournament in the West region in LA. So that's what's going on. Nate Reavers starts with the 2. It's 41-34. Badgers with a 7-point lead. Cincinnati was up most of that first half, including going on a 9-0 run to start the game. But the Badgers finished the half on a 17-5 run. And when that happens, a lot of good things are going to happen for your team. Hey, that's a good 2 by vote, 41-36. So the Badgers came all the way back and now lead by 5 as we stand right now. Brevin Pritzel with it for the Badgers. Reavers for 3. Good. And the Badgers up 44-36 over Cincinnati. Nate Reavers, usually a dominant force inside. He can also shoot the 3 as well. How about that 3 for Cincinnati? No good. Vote the rebound, though. Puts it up and in. And he's got all 4 so far of the second half for the Bearcats. It's 44-38 here, just starting this second half. Good to have you with us. My name is Hunter Baumgart, live from Tampa. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterBeOnAir. I'm a play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. Forward for 2, no good. Rebound Cincinnati. Be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter, though, at Live Sim Sports for all of the schedules, all of the scores, highlights, updates on games, all that over on the Live Sim Sports Twitter feed. All right, Cincinnati no good on Trey Scott's 2, and Pritzel gets it to Ford. Now back to Pritzel. It's Pritzel, not Pretzel. Just remember that. Reavers with it near the free throw line. Back to Trice. Trice up for 2. No good. Rebound Cincinnati. That was a contested shot. It would have been impressive if it went in for Demetric Trice. All right, Adams Woods with it. He's in the lane. Now backs it out for the Bearcats. Adams Woods into Scott. Scott up. Scott good. And it's 44-40. Trey Scott for 2. The senior from Georgia into McIntosh County Academy. It's 44-40. Trey Scott averaged about 11 points per game. All right, Wisconsin with it. Davison to Ford. Davison with it for the Badgers. In the lane. Almost stolen. 1 to shoot. Puts it up. It's blocked. Shot clock violation. So great defense there by Cincinnati, especially Jerron Cumberland in the lane there, blocking the shot on Davison. So it's 44-40. Substitution here for Cincinnati. We'll see Cumberland come in for Adams Woods. Cumberland across the timeline. Wisconsin up 4. Scott with it. Right side of the other Cumberland. He's going to drive baseline, put it up for 2. That's going to be no good. Rebound by Nate Reavers, and the Badgers bring it down to Demetric Trice. Offside to Pritzel. Under 7 to play in the third quarter. Played 4 10-minute quarters in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, Reavers. Up for 2. That's off the glass and in. And the Badgers up 46-40. With 6:36 to go in this third quarter. Cumberland now with it for Cincinnati, down 6. Trying to combat the Badgers' run that has been going on really ever since about 4 minutes left in the first half. Vote the rebound offensively for the Cincinnati Bearcats, giving them a second opportunity. Cumberland into Vote. Guarded by Pritzel and Trice. Out to an open Cumberland for 3. That's good. They crashed into Vote. He found the open man. That was Javen Cumberland. And it's 46-43. They cut the lead in half. 5:57 to go third quarter. Davison to Trice. Trice. Top of the key for 3. That's no good. Oh my gosh. I think that was halfway in and came out. Wow. Badgers fans want to get a better view. They're starting to stand here. Cumberland. Now they sit down. Oh, stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. Williams at the top of the key for Cincinnati. Between the logo and the three-point line. Cumberland. 5 to shoot. Cumberland. Oh, trying to get a pass to his teammate. I think that was Scott under there, and that didn't quite work. Wisconsin with the interception. Demetric Trice with it. All right, Trice in the lane. Now out to Reavers. Backdoor to Pritzel. 4 to shoot. Pritzel to Trice. He's going to need to shoot soon. He does at the free throw line. That's too strong. Rebound by Vogt. And Cincinnati brings it down. The Packers, they drafted a Cincinnati Bearcat last weekend of the draft. Get to that in a second. Hey, that's a block. Beautiful block by Chris Vogt, the 7-foot center. All right, Cumberland now for three. That's good. So you're going to say it's a three. They are 10-2 run for Cincinnati, and we are tied in Tampa with 4:43 to go in the third. Wow. Cincinnati has went on a quick 6-0 run, and Greg Gard wants to talk it over. We will keep it here for this timeout. 4:39 to go in the third, 46-46. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. So what I was saying was a Cincinnati Bearcat football player was drafted by the Packers, Josiah DeGuara, the tight end / H-back / wide receiver, kind of a versatile player that was drafted by the drafted by the Packers in the NFL draft. So congratulations to him. He was a third-round pick. Badgers getting a bunch of players drafted as well, including Zach Bond, Jonathan Taylor going to the Colts, Tyler Biotic as well, and Quintez Cephas heading to Detroit. So both teams getting some players drafted on the football side of things. But we are watching some basketball, and it's great basketball here in Tampa. 46-46. Trice with it for the Badgers. 9 to shoot. Badgers fans getting a little antsy. Greg Gard, of course, wanting to take that timeout to kind of reset his team after the Bearcats tied it. No good. Too strong. Rebounds Cincinnati, and they'll bring it down. Diarra with the rebound. Cumberland with it for Cincinnati. 4:10 to go in the third. 12 to shoot for the Bearcats. Badgers fans getting a chant of defense going here. Cumberland out to Scott for three. That's no good. Almost would have been 3 threes in a row for the Bearcats. Pritzel all the way in. How about a two? That's too strong by Davison, and Cincinnati the rebound. Still tied at 46. Scott. Now it's Cumberland. Deron Cumberland. Into Scott. Scott working on Trice, has a size advantage and works to it. Cincinnati on an 8-0 run. It's 48-46. They are shooting 55% from the field, much better than either the first or the second quarter, especially the second quarter. They shot 29% in the last 10 minutes of the first half, and that is not going to win you a lot of ball games. So now that they're shooting better, they have the lead. The 12 seed trying to pull another upset. They led pretty much wire to wire against Butler, and they haven't led wire to wire here, but they could pull the upset. Pritzel, wild three. That's no good. I don't think it ever had a chance. Cincinnati with the rebound, and they'll bring it down. Wisconsin fans, ooh, they're getting antsy. Some boos ringing down here in Tampa. Not appreciating the offense. Scott, the hook shot, no good. There you go. All right, Badgers will bring it down. 2:43 to go in the third. Trice with it. Letting his offense get set up. 12 to shoot for the Badgers. Trice to Potter to Ford to Trice. Oh, good ball movement here. Pritzel. 3 to shoot. Pritzel backs it out. He's like, Trice, you take the shot. I don't want to take it. Cincinnati the rebound. Shot clock. We all saw what happened last time the shot clock was going to expire. Trice is now 5 for 16 from the field, but he's still got 12. Cincinnati with the basketball here up 2. Gets it out to Cumberland. Would be a deep 3 from here. Probably not going to take it. Going to dribble around. 5 to shoot. Vogt into Scott. Trey Scott working on Trice once again. Little 2. No good. Rebound to lean forward. The Badgers bring it down. It's Davison, and he is fouled. Cumberland with the foul. His first foul. John Brennan not happy on the Cincinnati bench. John Brennan 102-62 as the head coach of Cincinnati. He was at Alabama and Northern Kentucky before that. Before coming to the Bearcats. All right, going to the line will be Brad Davison with 1:55 to go in the third. Badgers down 2. This is going to be a great finish, so definitely stick with us here on YouTube. Free throw is up and no good. And coming in for Cincinnati. Oh, we've got, I reset the players here. Cumberland, Adams Woods, Cumberland, Scott, Diarra out there for Cincinnati now. Davison will shoot the free throw. Missed the first. I believe that was the first miss at the line for the Badgers here in this game. Free throw is up and good. So the Badgers down 1 with 1:55 to go in the third here in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa. Cumberland with it. He's going to drive, put it up for 2. That's good. using the glass to his advantage, and the Cincinnati Bearcats with a 3-point lead. Jaron Cumberland, 6 points. 16 points, I should say. Lean forward with it. To Trice. To Pritzel. 10 to shoot. Pritzel with it. Minute 23 to go in the third. Gets it out to Davison for 3. That's no good. Rebound, Micah Potter, who puts it up and in. Beautiful by Micah Potter, spinning and putting it up and in. The Badgers down 1. Minute 12 to go in the third. Badgers fans liking that play from Micah. He's grown to be a fan favorite in Madison after having to sit out the first part of the year for what a lot of people thought wasn't necessarily the right reasons. That the 2 is good for Cincinnati. He quickly became a fan favorite after being very, very effective. Wow. Gavin Cumberland now with 18 points. He's only shooting 50%, but with 18 points. Pritzel. 46 seconds to go in the third. Out to Potter. Potter at the free throw line. Backs it out to Trice. 7 to shoot. He's going to get it out to an open Davison for 3. He's no good. Ooh. Thought that might go in to tie the game, but it is still no good. 3-point game. Adams Woods. No good. Rebound, Micah Potter. 4-second differential between the game and shot clock. 20 to shoot. Pritzel. After this quarter, we've got one 10-minute quarter left for you, and it is going to be a great one. A dandy, if you will. So stick with us. Trice. 6 to shoot. Outside to Davison for 3. That's good. He hits this one, and we are tied in Tampa with 6 seconds to go in the third. We'll most likely be tied at half. Let's see what happens. Cumberland going to drive, put it up for 2. Good. Never mind. I spoke too soon. And the Badgers down 2. Cincinnati up 2 as we head to the fourth. 12-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats trying to pull the upset. They're up 54-52 at the end of 3. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. Last 10 minutes of action after this right here in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back and ready to start this fourth quarter. Should be a great 10 minutes of action. Winner to move on to the final 16 teams of this tournament. And they will be in the last 4 teams here in the West region in LA. So they'll be playing in LA. That 2 is good, 56-52, as Wisconsin brings it down. Of course, the final 16 will get going next week, so be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter to find when your team is playing, whether it be Wisconsin or Cincinnati or any other team. Feel free to definitely follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all the updates. Trey Scott in there for Cincinnati. Vote up for 2. Highly contested. He still gets it to go. And the Bearcats, they're on an 18-6 run right now. So the Wisconsin Badgers, who were up 46-40, have let Cincinnati go on an 18-6 run, and they are trying to pull the upset. We have an official upset alert here in Tampa. Ford to Trice. Trice with it. 7 to shoot. Trice going to drive and get it stolen. And the Bearcats bring it out of there. 8:50 to go. Cumberland with it. Jaron Cumberland in the lane. Who had some room. Going to give it to Scott, though, and he puts it up and in. 60-52. Cincinnati on a 20-6 run against the Badgers. Badgers fans getting pretty quiet, and Greg Gard needs to talk it over. They're going to need to make a run here to try to win this game and stay alive. Cincinnati liking it. 60-52. 8:35 to go in the game. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Crowd a little more into it after getting some t-shirts, so we'll see if they're a little more lively as we head through the rest of this game. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa, play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterBOnAir. See my work. Otherwise, be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter with all the updates at Live Sim Sports. A steal by Cincinnati. Man, oh man, Cumberland down the court for Cincinnati as the Badgers are starting to implode a bit here. Cumberland to Scott. To Adams Woods. Badgers fans wanting some defense to be played. Williams in the lane. Up for 2. It's a foul. Micah Potter's second foul. Nobody really in foul trouble. And it'll be going to the line time for Cincinnati after the shooting foul. At the line for the Bearcats, Keith Williams, the junior from Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to all those watching in New York tonight. Of course, been highly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, so thoughts and prayers are with you. Anybody affected by it, hopefully this can be a little bright spot in your day to just sit back and watch some college hoops. Both free throws good. Cincinnati back up to a 10-point advantage over the Badgers. I believe that's their largest of the game with under 8 to go. Badgers with an uphill battle here. Brad Davison up for 2. That's no good. Cincinnati, the 12 seed, trying to get to the next round and eliminate Greg Gard's team. Williams with it for Cincinnati. 14 to shoot. 62-52 into Volt. The 7-foot man goes to work. Out to Williams. Williams nails the 3. And the Bearcats are on an 11-0 run. They're on a 25-6 run overall, and it's 65-52. Cincinnati in control here in Tampa, trying to pull the upset. Davison with it for the Badgers. Davison, throws a pick. Beautiful interception by Keith Williams. Looked like Charles Woodson out there. Cincinnati with it. Adams Woods. Almost 7 to play. Wisconsin isn't out of it yet, but they're really going to need to turn up the defense and make some shots here down the stretch. Of course, they were almost upset by North Texas in that first-round game. Had to go to overtime to beat them. Vogt off balance at the buzzer, no good. Rebound Davison. But Cincinnati taking the entire shot clock, as they should now at this point. Into Reavers, up for 2, good. Nate Reavers inside, 65-54. Reavers now with 14. The 2 big men, you can see the comparison there, 13 for Vogt. Adams Woods with it on the right side for the Bearcats. Badgers trying to tighten down the defense here. Williams in for 2. Rejected. They're going to say foul, though. And Nate Reavers not happy about that. Neither are the Badgers fans. Greg Gard is just stunned. I mean, he has no words or actions for that one. But Nate Reavers not happy. Thought he got all ball. But Williams going to head to the line and shoot a couple. Hard for me to see. Our camera view is too high to check. Free throw is good. 66-54. A lot of made free throws in this game. And Cincinnati's going to need to do so down the stretch. Williams. Up. No. Rebound Micah Potter. 12-point lead, Cincinnati. Wisconsin with it. It's Pritzel. Sorry, that's Davison. Out to Trice. 12 to shoot. To Pritzel. To Trice. Trice going to drive in the lane against Vogt. Puts it up for 2 and good. Wow, that was impressive over the 7-foot center. And Dimitri Trice got 14. He's 6 for 17. 66-56. Cincinnati with the lead in the ball. Under 6 minutes to play in the game. Adams Woods to Williams. Williams with it for Cincinnati. On baseline, up for 2. Good. And the Bearcats answered, 68-56. Today, Bearcats shooting 48%. Badgers shooting just 40% from the field. And that's usually not going to cut it necessarily, especially in the tournament when you're playing teams of this caliber. Second round action here. Dimitri Trice with it for the Badgers. Dimitri Trice off balance 3. He nails it. How about that for Dimitri Trice? The Bearcats immediately call a timeout. John Brennan wants to talk it over with his team. Trice likes it, trying to get the crowd a little more into it. 68-59. It's 5:17 to go in the game. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. 5:17 to go, getting to be crunch time. Dimitri Trice with the big 3 there. Cincinnati with the lead. Cincinnati finishing the year 20-10. They were 13-5 in the AAC. They tied for the championship of the conference, the regular season title, with both Houston and Tulsa. Cincinnati with the basketball. Trey Scott out to Cumberland. 5 to shoot. Cumberland heavily guarded. Big 3. No good. Rebound. Vogt, though, in the lane. Puts it up for 2 and a huge offensive board. And put back for Chris Vogt. He's been a dominant player inside today for the Cincinnati Bearcats. 70-59. 4:42 to go. Wisconsin down 11. Pritzel to Trice. You can see the urgency in the Badgers now. Trice driving in the lane for two. Contested shot, no good. Rebound Cincinnati. Cumberland. Ron Cumberland brings it down for the Bearcats. 4:27 to go. Cumberland between the three-point line and the logo. Williams to Adams Woods. 4:16 to go. Adams Woods in the lane. Dribbling around, puts it up for two. Good. Beautiful shot over two Badger defenders. 72-59. And Adams Woods liking it as Cincinnati can sense it a little bit here, trying to pull another upset. They beat the 5-seed Butler, now trying to beat the 4-seeded Badgers. Trice with it for Wisconsin. Trice into Potter. Potter for two. Good. And the Badgers down 11. Badgers not going away here in Tampa. Winner to go to LA for the regional games, the West regional games. Cumberland for two. No good. Rebound Nate Reavers. Badgers bring it down. Down 11. Davison in the lane. Davison for two. No good. Rebound Cincinnati. The Bearcats bring it down. All the way down. Oh, I thought he was going to slam it home, but he didn't. Adams Woods decides to put a little halt on the dunk and just puts it up for two. 74-61. I don't think we've had a dunk in this game. That is rare to have a game without one dunk, but we've seen no acrobatics. Both teams just playing within themselves. Reavers to Pritzel. Under 3 to play. Badgers need to go on some sort of run here. Trice for two. No good. Rebound by Vogt, and Cincinnati brings it down. Big pass there to Adams Woods in the lane for two. Rejected Micah Potter, and Trice comes out of there with it. Badgers fans liking that block. About as loud as they've gotten in the last 10 minutes or so as Cincinnati has gone on this run. Should say, in the second half. Badgers at a 39-34 lead at half, and they've let it completely slip away. Potter for three. That's off the back iron. Rebound Cincinnati. 2:18 to go. The Bearcats looking like they might head to the next round. The final 16 teams of the tournament. No good. Gets his own rebound. Put back is no good. Rebound by Micah Potter. But the Bearcats look like they might take a double-digit seed into the final 16 of the tournament. That would be impressive. Dietrich Trice with it. Hunter Baumgart here from Tampa. Trice drives out to a wide-open Davison for three. He nails it. 74-64. Brad Davison for a corner three. John Brennan on the Cincinnati bench, the coach, not happy about that. No, don't want to leave a guy wide open in the corner. Cumberland to Adams Woods. Badgers need to play good defense here. Up for two. No good. Rebound by the Badgers. 74-64. Pritzel under a minute 30 to go. Trice with it. Basically, they need to score every possession and make Cincinnati miss every possession, but even with that, time's getting short. Trice for two. Good, and a foul. Vogt called for the foul. Davison and Trice doing a little celebrating. I don't know if it's time to celebrate, though. 74-66. Aleem Ford going to come in for the Badgers. He'll check in for Micah Potter. It's 74-66. Going to the line will be Trice to try to make it a three-point play, which will make basically two three-point possessions, the last two possessions for the Badgers. Free throw for Dietrich Trice coming. Good, and it's 74-67. The Badgers on a bit of a 6-0 run here. Cut the lead, or cut the deficit to 7. Cut the lead for Cincinnati to 7. Here we go, a minute 10 to go. Cumberland with it for Cincinnati. Trying to take down as much clock as he can. Now drives in the lane, puts it up for two. That's no good. Rebound to Wisconsin. Down 7 with under a minute to go. Aleem Ford with it. Now, is that be a 3 or 2? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Rebound Cincinnati. And that's a big miss there. I don't know. You have to rush a shot at some point. But a lot of people in your face there for the Badgers. Cumberland with it. Sitting on the shot clock. Badgers fans chanting defense. Down 7 are the Badgers. Cumberland to Vogt. Vogt out to Cumberland, deep three. That's no good. Rebound by Trice, but they took the entire shot clock. 25 seconds left. Badgers need quick points. I don't think there's much hope, but Davison for three. That's good. And it's 74-70. Full court pressure now. They get it in. He's fouled immediately. So they're going to need to hope that Cincinnati misses some free throws here down the stretch. But, of course, they're not at the line yet. They're still at the inbound stages. All right, he gets it in. He immediately is fouled. Dietrich Trice, his second, 14 foul. And we're going to have some free throws here for Cumberland. 16.9 seconds remain. Cincinnati is up 4. And we'll shoot 2 free throws, or might be a 1-on-1, I'm not sure, but Hilly's at the line. That'll be 2. First one is good. 75-70. Either way, unless he misses and Cincinnati gets this rebound, this will be a 2-possession game. But if he makes this, the Badgers are going to need to make a quick 3. Free throw is up and good. And the Badgers call a quick timeout. Greg Gard was standing by the referee, and he wants to talk it over. 76-70. 16.9 seconds to go. We'll be right back. Live Stream Sports College Hoops Tournament on YouTube. We are back. The 4-seeded Badgers on upset alert here as we see some highlights from Chris Vogt. But the Badgers down 6. They're going to get the basketball. Of course, Brad Davison has been hot from 3 as of late, so you might go to him to shoot a 3. Nate Reavers has made it, but he's more of an inside guy. So maybe Trice or Davison maybe to shoot a 3. But I really think you look to try to get Davison open here. Davison's going to inbound, so we'll see what he can do after he gets the ball out of his hands. Trying to inbound. He gets it into Trice. Trice working on the defender. He's going to need to shoot soon. Trice going to drive. They're just going to go for a 2. He puts it up and in. Doesn't really help the cause much, though. 76-72 with 9 seconds left. They get it into Cumberland, who's fouled. So Reavers with the foul, his third. And Cincinnati will go to the line once again. Not sure if that's necessarily the right strategy there. I think you try to go for a 3. I mean, if you miss, that's the game, but getting a 2 there doesn't do too much. 76-72, Cumberland. Good. 77-72. And Badgers' season might be coming to a close here. Cumberland up and good. And the 12 seed, as the Badgers take another timeout, the 12-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats will keep it here for this one. They are up 78-72, a team that tied for the AAC championship this season with both Houston and Tulsa, went 20-10, 13-5 in the conference. They beat Butler in their first game, basically led wire to wire in that one. About to upset the number 4 seed in this West region and head to the final 16 teams of the tournament and play in the regional semifinal in LA coming up next week. So be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all of the updates on when games will be, what times, the scores, and everything as well. Be sure to follow them, Live Sim Sports on Twitter. Davison to inbound. Badgers need a quick 3, basically a catch-and-shoot 3 here. And a catch-and-shoot, and he got it. Brevin Pritzel, timeout Bearcats. Badgers didn't have any timeouts, so the Bearcats want to talk it over. It's 78-75. Brevin Pritzel with the catch and shoot there. And we'll keep it here again for this timeout. So Greg Gard, you got to have full court press here. And if you can get a steal, that'd be miraculous. You don't have any timeouts, though. So if the Badgers were to get a steal here on the full court press, when they're up there, they're going to need to immediately get it out to a 3-point, somebody to shoot a 3, because they're not going to have much time and they don't have any timeouts. Of course, what most likely will happen, Cincinnati will inbound, Badgers will foul, and then they're going to hope Cincinnati misses both free throws, which is a tall feat. But We shall see. Oh, they're going to inbound. Okay. So they get it in. Ooh, almost tipped away. Cumberland is fouled. Oh, Trice almost had that there. I guess we weren't working in a full court press because it was, everybody was on that side of the court. Obviously advanced the ball, the timeout. Should have noticed that, but slipped my mind. 78-75. So now they're going to hope that Cumberland, who's been pretty good at the line, is going to miss free throws. That's not something you necessarily want to bet on if you're the Badgers. All right, first free throw up for Cumberland. No good. And it all comes down to this. I mean, if he misses this, the Badgers don't have any timeouts, so they're immediately going to have to get it down and shoot a three. Badgers fans trying to make a miss with some noise. Good, and that should do it. The free throw is good for Cumberland. Trice was going to run out the clock with a three. It is no good. And the Cincinnati Bearcats have upset the 4-seed Wisconsin Badgers, and they are headed to the Final 16. 79-75. The Cincinnati Bearcats come out. They came out firing all cylinders, went up 9-0. Badgers had a run, were up 5 at halftime, but then Cincinnati did the rest and had an impressive second half. So the Cincinnati Bearcats are moving on to the Final 16 in L.A. to play next week. Thanks so much for watching. Final score, Cincinnati 79, Wisconsin 75. You've been watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart signing off from Tampa. And welcome to Tampa, Florida for the second game of our doubleheader here in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart with you. We just saw the 12-seed Cincinnati upset the 4-seed Wisconsin. Now, who will come out of this part of the bracket? Will the 10-seed Utah State Aggies come out of here with an upset victory, or the Florida State Seminoles continue their great season? That is the question. We are underway. Florida State secures the tip, and we are ready for basketball here in Tampa, Florida. Hunter Baumgart with you. Follow me on Twitter at HunterBeOnAir. I'm a play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. Be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter at Live Sim Sports for all the tournament schedule, scores, highlights, and all of the action. Florida State with a deep three to start. No good. Utah State the rebound. Of course, the 10-seeded Utah State Aggies coming up an upset victory over the Marquette Golden Eagles. So they are coming into this game coming off an upset. That's a 2. And so they know, as Justin Bean scores there, Utah State knows how to upset a team. And they're going to have to do that and more against Florida State. I mean, Florida State is one of the best teams in this tournament. So obviously being a 2-seed for good reason. 2 is up off the glass, and it's 2-2. Florida State coming off a win over Eastern Washington. So that's who they beat in the first round game 2-15 matchup there. We're in the second round here. Winner to the final 16 teams of the tournament. And we'll play either Oregon or Indiana. That game coming up tomorrow afternoon. Good to have you with us on a nice Saturday evening. Merrill with it on the left side for Utah State. All right. Keita up for 2. No good. Rebound by Florida State. Tied at 2 as Florida State comes the other way. Forrest with it for the Seminoles. Forrest, 12 to shoot. Florida State 26-5 on the year. 2 is good. That one by Gray, and the Florida State Seminoles with a 4-2 lead. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa. Calling the game here this evening. Utah State with it. It's Keita. Left side to Brito. Brito top of the key. 8 minutes to go, first quarter. We played 4 10-minute quarters. 2 is up and no good. Rebound by Florida State, and the Seminoles bring it down. Hey, that's in for 2. Good. That one by Gray again, and Florida State up 6-2. Like I said, Florida State 26-5, 16-4 in the ACC. Won the ACC over Duke and Louisville, who finished 2-3. How about a 3 there? That's good. And the Utah State Aggies cut it to a 1-point deficit here in Tampa, 6-5. Forrest brings it down for the Seminoles. Top of the key for FSU. Now Walker. Looking for someone to pass it to, waiting for his offense to get set up. Walker gets to Forrest. 4 to shoot. Forrest going to need to shoot it here. He does. It's off balance. It's no good. Tipped around and rebound by the Utah State Aggies. That's Bean. And bring it down all the way inside. Merrill for 2. No good. Almost had the lead, but to no avail. Florida State will bring it down. Hey, how about a 2? That's no good. Right at the rim. Oh, man, a rare miss by Gray. And it's 6-5 still. Porter Jr. will back it out. Now we have a foul. Might be off the ball there. Walker going to be called for the foul, so they will just simply inbound the basketball. Good to have you with us here on YouTube. Thanks for watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Great to have college hoops, huh? Something we sadly missed out on this year, so hoping we can bring some of that action you've been craving. Merrill with the 2. It's 7-6. Utah State. It's good just to have sports. We've been missing sports and missing all the action of not only basketball, of course, but baseball and hockey. And it was nice last weekend to have the NFL draft, but man, it's been different without sports, so hopefully we can bring some of that action and a bright spot to you here this evening. All right, how about a 2 by Gray? That's no good. Rebound by Utah State. That's Bean, and he'll bring it up the floor. Utah State with a 7-6 lead. Upset on their mind here in Tampa. Porter Jr. right by the free throw line. Now backs it out for 2. No good. Rebound Florida State. That's Walker. And Forrest brings it up. And now we have another foul. This one's going to be on Brito, a reach-in foul. And Florida State will inbound. With 18 seconds to shoot. 5:50 to go in the first. And they'll get it in to Forrest. Forrest with it for the Seminoles. Gets it to Vassell. Vassell with it. Gets to Walker near the logo. 3 to shoot. Walker going to drive. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebound Utah State. And they'll bring it down the floor quickly. That's Bean. Ahead of the defense. Up for 2. Good. And it's 9-6. And the Seminoles want to tuck it over Leonard Hamilton. Not liking what he's seeing at the moment. They're shooting 38% from the field are the Seminoles. 9-6. 5:24 to go in the first quarter. You're watching the live Same Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back here in Tampa. Hunter Baumgart with you. 9-6 Utah State with a 3-point lead, coming off an upset victory over the Marquette Golden Eagles. So they know what they can do to upset another team. How about Vassell for 3? No good. Rebound by Utah State. 5:10 to go in the first. Oh, all the way inside. Try to get it inside. Did Utah State up, but Florida State comes out of there with it. All right, a 3. That's good. And the Florida State Seminoles tie it on a big 3 by Devin Vassell. How about that? Devin Vassell. The sophomore guard from Georgia. Went to Peachtree Ridge High School. Thanks to all those watching in Georgia. I bet there's some Seminole fans down there in Georgia. All right, Utah State with the basketball. Kate up for 2, no good. Rebound Bean puts it up and in, and the Utah State Aggies have an 11-9 lead. All right, Justin Bean with 6. He's shooting 100% from the field. Looks like a couple of Seminoles getting ready to check in at the next opportunity. Forrest in the lane. Hands it off to Gray for 2. No good. Rebound by Cada, and Utah State comes out of there with it. 4:15 to go in the first. Aggies with the basketball. Porter Jr. out to Bean. Justin Bean. What a name. How about a 2? That's no good. Rebound by Florida State. And they come out of there with it. You can see the rebounds. Utah State out-rebounding Florida State by 3 so far in this game. Vassell with it for Florida State. 10 to shoot. Vassell all the way into Walker. Out to Forrest for 3. He nails it. And it's a Florida State Seminole 1-point lead. 12-11, the 2 seed over the 10 seed so far here in Tampa with 3:30 to go in the first. Porter Jr. with it for Utah State. Going to drive the baseline, and he's going to put it up for 2, and good. Oh, nice job over Forrest and over Gray. 13-12, Utah State. Utah State is an impressive team. This would be exciting if they can hang in there for this one. A nice block by Cada inside, and Utah State comes down with it. Bean with it for the Aggies. Inside, then out to Porter Jr. To Merrill, top of the key. Merrill inside, now back out to Merrill. Merrill, top of the key, 5 to shoot for Utah State. Merrill into Cada for 2. No good. And Gray comes out of there with it for Florida State with 2:42 to go in the first quarter. Forrest for 3. No good. He's been pretty good from downtown so far, but that time he cannot cash in. Utah State with it. Porter Jr. 2:30 to go in the first. Merrill driving up, reverse, up and good in the foul. Gray called for the foul. What an athletic play by Sam Merrill, the senior from Bountiful, Utah. Sounds like a great city. Bountiful High School is where he went. He leads the Utah State Aggies in average points. He averages almost 20 a game. Bunch of substitutions. Merrill, Miller, Bairstow, Anderson, and others going to be in for Utah State. Evans, Polite, Williams, Kaprivica. One more in for Florida State. Kaprivica. There you go. 15-12, Utah State. Merrill. Good. 16-12. Utah State with the lead. So he makes it a 3-point play. A lot of new players out there for both teams. Florida State with it. 2 up, no good, but a foul. Going to the line will be Evans, Raekwon Evans of the Florida State Seminoles. I believe he'll go to the line to shoot a couple of here because of the shooting foul. So he'll go to the line. 2:16 to go. in this first quarter. All right, Evans. Free throw is up, and it is good. 16-13. Raekwon Evans, a junior from Billings, Montana. Went to Billings Skyview High School in Montana. 6'4" guard, Raekwon Evans. Averages about 3 points a game, so not a huge contributor on this team, but so far he's got one. That free throw is no good off the back iron. Miller with it for Utah State. In for two, no good, but another foul. So that one going to be called. Bairstow trying to get in there, and they're going to call, I believe, that on Polite. And 16-13 remains the score, but going to the line will be Sean Bairstow, the freshman from Australia. That's no good. So it's remained 16-13. Brisbane, Australia is where he's from. 6'8" freshman. So a freshman that is a contributor on this team. Averages about 3 points as well. Second free throw here coming. It is up, and it is no good. Rebound Florida State, so he misses both free throws. And Florida State just down 3 with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Evans with it. Oh, and he threw it out of bounds. I don't know if his teammate was not expecting that throw or what, but Raekwon Evans with a turnover. Leonard Hamilton, the coach of Florida State, not too happy, and Miller will bring it down for the Aggies. Utah State, an impressive team so far. They were impressive against Marquette. Oh, we got a dunk, a slam home. How about that for Sam Merrill? And the Utah State Aggies with a 5-point lead, their largest of the evening. We didn't have any slams in the last game here from Tampa. That's a block. Utah State comes out of there with it. We didn't have any dunks in the Cincinnati-Wisconsin game here before in Tampa. That's a 3 on the far side. How about that from Utah State's Brock Miller, the sophomore from Sandy, Utah, and it's 21-13 Utah State. All right, Florida State with it. Now they find themselves down 8. Evans in the lane. Some nice dribbling. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebound by Miller. And Utah State will bring it down. How about that? Merrill for 2. Good. Utah State is on a roll. 23-13. Utah State up 10 on the 2 seed. How about this? The 10 seed Utah State Aggies coming out and firing on all cylinders. Is this going to be a steal? No. Coming to the rescue for the Florida State Seminoles was Alonichuk. All right, that is 2 no good. A rebound by Keita, and the Utah State Aggies will have a 14-second differential between the game and shot clock. Merrill with it for Utah State on the right side. Gets it into Keita. Keita driving up 2. Contested, no good. Rebounded by the Florida State Seminoles. Now they have no shot clock. We'll see if they take the last shot or they just take whatever shot they can get here. Evans going to bounce it back out. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Where we play 4 10-minute quarters here. Evans. So we basically, we have 2 20-minute halves. How about a 2 here? It's good for Florida State. They get back on the board. That's Patrick Williams. And it's 23-15, and a heave at the buzzer is no good. Ooh, right off the rim, though. Holy cow. 23-15. Utah State trying to pull the upset. It's a good first quarter for them. They're up 8. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back and ready here for this last 10 minutes of the first half. Utah State is up 23-15 and trying to add on here. Evans, Polite, Alonichuk, Karavica, and Williams out there for Florida State. Ooh, that's a beautiful job by Sam Merrill inside. 25-15 Utah State. Wow. All right, Evans with it for the Seminoles. Evans at the free throw line. Out to Polite. Now gives left side. Back to Williams. Williams in the lane. Williams up for 2. No good. Rebound Sam Merrill, and Utah State comes out of there up 10 with the basketball. How about a 2 or a 3? I don't know which one it was, but it was no good. Might have been just inside the line, so probably a 2. Florida State comes immediately down the floor. Almost lost it to the Seminoles. They've been a little sloppy a little bit. Oh, almost sloppy again. Good defense here by Utah State. 2 is no good. Cada with the foul. And Florida State will have a free throw shooter at the line. That's a Lonachuk. He'll go to the line. 25-15. Trying to cut into the lead here. He will be doing. Dominik, a senior from Poland. 7-foot center. All right. Free throw is up, and it is good. He wasn't quite sure. Leonard Hamilton, the coach of Florida State, laughing at his free throw shooter chasing the ball there. 25-16. Second free throw upcoming. Lonachuk up and good. It is 25-17, 8-point lead for Utah State as they bring it up the floor. Merrill, right side to Miller. Miller with it for Utah State. To Merrill for 3. Good! Sam Merrill, he is really heating up. It's 28-17, largest lead of the evening for the Utah State Aggies. Trying to pull the upset on not only a 2 seed, but a 2 seed that won the ACC. And we all know how competitive the ACC is. Sure, like North Carolina wasn't as good this year. You had some other teams that weren't as good. But, man, I mean, it's still beating out Duke, beating out Louisville. Florida State's a good basketball team. And if Utah State can win this game, it's going to be very impressive. Polite for 3. That's no good. Trying to answer. And Utah State comes out of there with it. Aggies with the basketball. That's Anderson out to Barstow. And now to Merrill. Merrill, who had that 3 in the last possession, trying to work for more. Gets it out to Miller. 8 minutes to go. 5 to shoot. Miller for 2. That's no good. Rebound, Cada inside. Puts it up and in. And the Utah State Aggies 30-17. And Florida State, a couple of their players not happy about that second chance opportunity given to the Aggies. 30-17. Evans with it. He's just completely stripped at half court. And how about Merrill for 2? 32-17. Sam Merrill. And the Aggies almost doubling up the Florida State Seminoles. And, of course, Leonard Hamilton has to call a timeout, calls his players over. He is unhappy. 32-17. Utah State with a 15-point lead on the 2 seed. 7:33 to go in the first half. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back after the timeout by the Seminoles. They're going to need to go on a little bit of a run here. Try to get back into this one. Down 15 is Leonard Hamilton's squad. Evans with it for Florida State. Evans to Williams. Inside to Polite. To Williams. Right side to Evans of the Seminoles. 1 to shoot. Puts it up too short. Rebound put back good. And the Florida State Seminoles cut it to a 13-point deficit. A big putback for the Seminoles there, who are shooting just 32% from the field. Merrill with it for Utah State. They're shooting 56%. Bean into the lane. Now going to back it out more. 10 to shoot. Bean. A lot of Florida State fans in attendance, of course, who are here in Tampa. 3 is good. And he does a little high step after that. A 12-4 run. Excuse me. That 3 was by Brock Miller, and it's 35-19. Wow. Fans chanting defense. The Seminole fans were, and Miller quiets them right away with a huge 3. Utah State up 16, their largest of the evening. Largest lead, that is. Lonachuk up for 2, good. And it's 35-21. All right, Bean finding his spot in the inbound. 6:10 to go in the first half. Utah State up 14. Could this maybe be the Cinderella team that we're kind of waiting to see here? All right, we've got Evans after a steal, up for two, no good. Offensive board, though. Working in the lane for two, up and no good. Rebound by Utah State. So second chance opportunity, and it doesn't work out for him. Anderson ahead of the defense, lost the basketball, got it back, now puts it up for two, and he missed it. And Florida State with the rebound. 5:39 to go, first half. Utah State up 14. Upset alert here in Tampa, Florida. Polite with it for the Seminoles. Up for two, Krapivka good, and it's 35-23. Telling his teammates to continue to work hard. 12-point lead for Utah State. How about Miller? No good. Rebound by Florida State. And quickly up the floor. Right side. Williams with it for the Seminoles. 5 minutes to go in the first half here in Tampa. Loneychuk inside for two, good. They're starting to just use their size advantage inside to get a couple of twos. 6-0 run here for Florida State. They're down 10. Merrill with it for the Aggies. Almost lost it, got it back. Still a little frazzled over there. Good defense. And now Merrill puts up for two. That's no good. Rebound by the Seminoles. And they'll bring it up the floor quickly. Williams on the left side. The Seminoles, down 10, can cut it to a single-digit deficit. Polite. So Loneychuk. All right, outside to Polite. Florida State with two to shoot. He's going to have to put it up, and he does, and it's going to be wild. No good. Oh, we have a foul, though. Oh, Loneychuk, an offensive foul inside. So Utah State will inbound, and now we have a whole slew of substitutions here. As we've got Porter coming in for Utah State, and then a whole slew of new players for the Seminoles. All right, Porter Jr., and now we have tipped out of bounds by Florida State. Good defense over there by Forrest to knock it out, but Utah State retains possession. 4:05 to go in the first half, 17 to shoot. Good shot of Leonard Hamilton over there, the coach of the Florida State Seminoles, leading the team to an ACC Conference Championship in the regular season. Of course, don't know what would have happened to the ACC tournament, but can expect that they would have done pretty well. Brito inside, and we have a foul. It's going to be a reach and foul on Osborne. Brito happy about it. So Utah State will inbound. Some fans displeased, but I think it was Osborne was being pretty aggressive down low and tried to get away with it, but couldn't. Porter Jr. with it for the Utah State Aggies. Porter Jr. top of the key. Drives. Up for two. That's no good. Didn't even hit the rim. Did hit the backboard, though. We'll give him that. Florida State ahead of the pack here. Osborne for two. Good. Excuse me. 35-27. They're on an 8-0 run as Florida State continuing to creep back into this one here in Tampa in the second round matchup. Winner to play either Oregon or Indiana coming up next week. This coming week, I should say. Miller driving. Stripped. Out of bounds. They're going to say Aggie ball. Gray with some good defense for Florida State. They've really started to step up their defense here in the last couple of minutes. They've been able to score on the other end and really play real well on defense on this end. Utah State with it. For three. Porter Jr. no good. Rebound by the Florida State Seminoles. And they'll bring it down the floor. Vassell with it. Gets it to Forrest, top of the key. 3:05 to go in the half. All right. Florida State. Walker. 5 to shoot. Oh, just threw an interception. Miller with the pick. And he gets to Porter Jr., who spins. Still trying to make something happen. Puts it up, no good. A lot of teams have done that in this tournament, games that I've covered. It's just, they rush the shot, just like that. You get a turnover or you get a missed shot and you just go down and you shoot it right away. Just take some time, let your offense set up, and don't rush so much. That's what Porter Jr. is doing now after both teams trade shots that were no good while rushing them. 2:23 to go in the first half. Florida State Seminole fans that are in attendance shouting and chanting defense. No good. Rebound Florida State. Porter Jr. is 1 for 6 from the field. He is having a woeful night shooting. Forrest with it. Right side to Vassell. Just over 2 to play. Miller going for the steal. It's out of bounds. Aggies ball. He does get the steal. Another turnover for the Florida State Seminoles. And the Utah State Aggies will have the basketball up by 8. And we have a timeout on the floor. Both teams going to talk it over. 2:01 to go in the first half. 35-27, the 10 seed beating the 2 seed. You're watching Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart back with you here in Tampa, where Utah State is up by 8 in this second round matchup here, as I said, in Tampa. Porter Jr. with it for Utah State. Miller for the Aggies. Aggies 26-8 on the year, 12-6 in the conference. Bean for 2, no good. Rebound Florida State. Utah State finished second in the MWC, Mountain West Conference. That 2 is good, and Florida State all of a sudden just down 6. They are on a 10-0 run here. Utah State hasn't scored in a couple of minutes, and it's showing. But yeah, Utah State second in the Mountain West this year. They did win the conference tournament, which they were able to get in. One of the rare couple of conferences that was able to get in their tournament. All right, that's another steal. Florida State coming down there with it. This is Gray, and now it's stolen away by Utah State with 1:12 to go in this first half. Brito on the left side for Utah State. Just over a minute to go here in Tampa in the first half. Brito on the left side trying to score. Cada up, and finally the Aggies score after over 3 minutes of no scoring. 37-29 with 54 seconds to go in the first half. Forrest. The Seminoles. Seminoles definitely hanging in there. You know there's a run in them, and it could come now. It could come in the second half. Forrest for 2, no good. Rebound Cada. And that's why if you're Utah State, you want to get as big of a lead at halftime as you can, because you know that run is in Leonard Hamilton's team from Florida State. Porter Jr., top of the key. 6 to shoot. Takeda. 3 to shoot. He's going to take a deep 3 here. No, he's going to pass it, and I don't even know. They got it off somehow. Porter Jr., no good. 15 seconds left in the half. He'll bring it down quickly and up, and it's going to be a foul. I think it's going to be on Cada, his 3rd. So we're going to have to watch that for the Utah State Aggies. Nemias Cada, sophomore from Portugal. It's his 3rd foul, so he only has 2 left to use that entire second half, and he's been a big force inside with rebounds. Going to the line for the Florida State Seminoles will be Trent Forrest, the senior from Chipley, Florida. Went to Chipley High School. Hello to all you watching in Florida tonight. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes of your Saturday evening with us for some great college hoops action. Your Florida State Seminoles, I'm guessing if you're in Florida, you're most likely cheering for the Seminoles. And your Seminoles down just 7 now after they were down 16 not too long ago. So they are on a run. And the second free throw good. So Forrest nails both of them. 37-31, 12 seconds to go. And I would not be surprised if this is the last possession of the first half. Brito with it. 6 seconds, 5 seconds for Brito. 4, he's going to get it left side. Porter Jr. off balance, that's no good. And that's the end of the first half here in Tampa. The Florida State Seminoles, the 2 seed, on upset alert as Utah State with an impressive first half is up 6 on the Seminoles at halftime. Study to the halftime show. Once again, 37-31, Utah State over Florida State at halftime. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. And welcome back to Tampa for the second half between the 10-seed Utah State and the 2-seed Florida State. Utah State with a 6-point lead. We are underway. Merrill across half court. 9:56 to go, third quarter. Here we go. Utah State with it. Brito. And he is fouled, and Forrest going to foul him. Reach-in foul. And so they'll just inbound, obviously, the first foul of the half. Just 9 seconds into this one. Florida State shooting 6 free throws in that first half. Utah State shooting 3. Utah State only made 1 of them. How about a 3 by Brito? That's good. Good way to start for the Utah State Aggies. Not happy. Not some not happy campers on the Florida State bench after that one. Hitting the floor. The Aggies bench lit up, though. They are happy. 40-31. How about a 2 there by Forrest, and it's 40-33. Seminoles shooting 45%. Seminoles shooting 39%. Aggies shooting 45%. Porter Jr. with it for the Utah State Aggies. Winner to play either Oregon or Indiana next week. This coming week, I should say. Florida State with it. 40-33. That's Gray. Blocked, but they're going to say a foul on Keita. That's his 4th. And we said heading into the halftime that he was really starting to rack up those fouls. And now with 4, and we're not even, just underway, not even a minute into this second half, and he's already got 4. That's going to be something to watch. At the line is Raekwon Gray for Florida State, the sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Went to Dillard High School. Gray, 6'8", 260. Big fella up and good. 40-34, and it's going to be a substitution here for Utah State, as obviously Keita will have to hit the bench with 4 fouls. Alfonso Anderson comes in. Florida State at the free throw line is Gray. Going to make it a 5-point game. And it is good. Florida State down 5. They were down 6 at halftime. 9:11 to go here in the third. All right, Merrill with it near the logo for the Utah State's Aggies. Merrill with a nice first half. Had 19 points for the Aggies. How about a 2 here? That's no good. It's going to be a foul on Gray, and he doesn't like it at all. Crashing to the floor for Utah State was Bean, but Raekwon Gray called for the foul and immediately did not like it. But that's going to be the case. Not much reaction from Craig Smith, the coach of Utah State. Just intently watching the game, processing everything, thinking what he wants to do next with this Aggie team. All right, Bean at the line. Utah State 1 for 3 so far at the line. Now they're 2 for 4 as the free throw is good. 41-35 Aggies. Of course, the big news out of Aggie Nation is Jordan Love being drafted by the Green Bay Packers. And not many expected him to go to the Packers. He was expected to be most likely a first-round pick, but not necessarily to the Green Bay Packers. So he'll be able to sit behind Aaron Rodgers. And I know a lot of Utah State fans excited that Jordan Love was drafted, and to Green Bay. Free throw up and good. 42-35. Forrest with it for Florida State. He's in the lane. Puts it up for 2. That's no good. Rebound by Bean. And Utah State comes down with it up 7. Bean with it near the logo. Gets to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. with it for Utah State. Bean a little caught up in the screen action there. Brito now. 8 seconds in the shot clock. Brito driving. Now with 2. That's rejected. And Florida State comes out of there with it. Seminoles, quickly up, good. That was a beautiful shot. Trent Forrest, and it's 42-37. Head of the defense and came down and scored. 8:12 to go here in this third quarter. Hunter Baumgart with you, play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterBOnAir. How about a 2 there by Bean? And it is 44-37 Utah State. But glad to be included in this Live Sim Sports College Hoops tournament, and happy to call games for you here from Tampa. I had the one before this, Wisconsin and Cincinnati here in Tampa, and that was an upset by Cincinnati, and now Utah State trying to do the same as they come out of there after a rejection. Porter Jr. across the timeline. 16 to shoot. Anderson. Alfonso Anderson in the lane for 2. That's going to be no good. Rebound by the Seminoles. Osborne comes out of there with it. He's got the basketball. Hands it off to his teammate Walker. Back to Osborne. Left side to Gray. Gray to Forrest. In the corner for Florida State. Now he'll race out. 4 to shoot. Forrest all the way into Gray. Working on Anderson. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebound Anderson. And the Utah State Aggies come down with it. How about a 3? How about a good 3? Sam Merrill once again. He has had a fantastic evening for the Aggies, and the Utah State Aggies up by 10 on Florida State. Forrest with it, top of the key for the Seminoles. Right side to Vassell for 3. That's no good. And I think we have a foul inside. It's going to be on M.J. Walker of Florida State. So a bunch of substitutions coming in as well here for the Seminoles. Holonacek, Williams, Evans coming in. Utah State inbounds after the foul, up by 10. Seminoles got it within 5. But the Aggies, after the run they went on in that first half, have not looked back. Bean for 2. That's rejected by, wow, that was impressive. Olnicek with the rejected. All right, Forrest up. Good. No good. Sorry. Utah State comes out of there with it. Anderson with it for Utah State. Merrill near the top of the key. To Porter Jr. Inside to Brito. To Merrill for 3. That's good. Sam Merrill again. 10-2 run for Utah State. He's got 25. And the Aggies up by 13. And Leonard Hamilton wants to talk it over on the Seminole bench. We'll take a pause. 5:58 to go in the third. 50-37. Utah State, the 10 seed over the 2 seed Florida State. You're watching the Live State Sports College Hoops Tournament. And we are back here in Tampa. 5:58 to go, third quarter. Utah State with a 13-point lead. Their biggest of the evening has been 16. We'll see what happens. 2 is good by Florida State. So Leonard Hamilton draws something up, and he draws it up well as Osborne puts it up and in, the sophomore from Illinois. Utah State with it, 50-39. Merrill with the basketball. Bean in, 2, up, good. Over the defender. It is 52-39. Florida State continuing to shoot under 40% in this game. They're going to need to pick that up in order to come back and win this one. Oh, rejected by Keita, who's back out there. That's risky. He only has one more foul. One more foul and he's out. So Osborne. Oh, behind the back pass, a no-look pass into the lane, and a nice layup, and it's 52-41. What a behind-the-back pass there. Wow. All right, Merrill with it. Now Florida State with another steal. Osborne slams it home, and he hangs from the rim and gets the Florida State Seminole crowd into it here in Tampa. A lot of Florida State fans for good reason here in Florida. And Osborne gets him into it with a slam home. 52-43. Porter Jr. blocked from behind. Now the Utah State puts it up for 2, and it's good. Justin Bean's got 12, and it's 54-43. They quiet down the crowd a bit. Evans with it, top of the key for Florida State. 4:30 to go, third. Evans, 2. No. Rebound Sam Merrill, the Utah State Aggies. All right. Utah State with it. Bean. Right side. Now back to Porter Jr. 3, no good. Rebound by Florida State. And they'll bring it up the floor slowly. Osborne now going to drive up. 2, no. Rebound Bean and Utah State. Hey, wide open, 2, good. Made the move on his defender. And went and scored. That's Brito, and it's 56-43. Back to a 13-point lead. So Florida State with 4 points in a row. Now Utah State with 4 points in a row, and we're right back to a 13-point game here in Tampa. Second round action. Winner to play Oregon or Indiana. How about a 2? That's up and no good. Rebound by Keita of the Utah State Aggies, who's still playing with 4 fouls. All right, how about a 2 here by B? No good. Rebound by Florida State. And the Seminoles bring it down. Evans with it, top of the key. 3:30 to go in the third. Number 2 seed in this West region on upset alert. Down 13. Evans for 3. He nails it, and they're down 10, 56-46. The 3 for Raekwon Evans, the junior from Montana. All right, 56-46. And Aggies call a timeout. They want to talk things over. Aggies up 10 still. 3:07 to go in the third. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back in Tampa. 3:07 to go in the third. Utah State up 10, trying to pull an upset and move on to the final 16 teams of this live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Brito up for two. Good in the foul. Williams called for the foul. Brito will go to the line. He's 4 for 4 from the field. 9 points for him tonight. And he'll go to the line and shoot one free throw to try to make it a three-point play. 58-46. Talking to his team, making sure they're in the places they need to be before he shoots this free throw at the charity stripe. Brito up and good. And the Utah State Aggies back to a 13-point advantage. They've kind of hung around there for the greater part of this third quarter. They were up by 6 at halftime. Evans into Olenicek. Up for two, no good. Blocked by Keita, and it's on the ground. And Bean comes out of there with it for the Aggies. Bean into Keita for two, good. And Utah State with a 61-46 lead, a 15-point lead. Shooting 56% in this third quarter. As you can see, they shot just 33% in the second, and that's when Florida State was able to get it within 6. But since then, Utah State has been pretty dominant. 2 off the glass, no good. Rebound Sam Merrill of the Aggies. Merrill brings it down the floor, 2:20 to go in the third. And then we have a 10-minute fourth quarter for you. Stick with us to see if Utah State can pull the upset. That's going to be a foul on Polite. Miller went in to try to get the 2, and it's going to be a foul on Polite. He doesn't think so. Miller excited about it. High-fiving Merrill, high-fiving Brito. Doing some hops, shaking it out. Looking like the Caruso from the Lakers there at the headband. Beautiful. 61-46. Free throw up and good. 62-46. And coming in for the Florida State Seminoles will be Raekwon Gray. All right, second free throw up for Miller. It is off the back iron, no good. Florida State the rebound. 62-46. Back to their ties their largest lead of the evening at 16. 2 up and no good. Rebound Utah State. They can extend it to their largest lead of the evening. Miller with it for the Aggies. 2 minutes to go in the third. Into Merrill. Baseline up for 2. No good. Rebound Bean. Gets it to Keita for 2. Good. Beautiful shot by Keita. He is making his presence known. Even though he has 4 fouls, he's still being aggressive. It's 64-46. Largest lead of the evening for Utah State. And Leonard Hamilton has to call timeout. This Florida State Seminoles, the 2 seed, in major danger here in Tampa. 64-46, 1:43 to go in the third. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back. 1:43 to go in the third. 64-46. Utah State with the lead. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterBOnAir. I'm a play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. All right, 3 by Florida State is no good. Rebound Utah State. That's Bean. And the Aggies bring it down as the Florida State faithful and some of Utah State fans come to their feet. No good. Rebound Florida State, and they immediately sit down. So they wanted to be on their feet for that possession and that possession only. Osborne for 2. No good. Rebound Bean. And so some quick trading off of no good shots here. And now Florida State fans booing a little bit here. They are not liking how their team is playing right now. A 2 seed that was expected to go far in this tournament. Bean for 2, good. 66-46 Utah State. Wow. Be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all the action of the all the scores, the schedules, highlights, everything. Live Sim Sports on Twitter. Find out when your team is playing. Evans with it on the logo. 7 to shoot. Williams back to Evans. Left side to Gray. 4 to shoot. Gray inside to Vassell for 2. That's good. And it's 66-48. They cut it to an 18-point deficit. 37 seconds to go in the third. Utah State up by 18. Merrill to Bean. Sorry, that's Brito. And Brito is stripped, and Florida State comes out of there with it. Williams to Evans, inside for 2, good. And the foul. Vassell with the 2 in the foul, and he celebrates. Cada, wow, that's going to be a foul on Cada, and that's going to be it. That's risky to be, Utah State's up 18, and Cada fouls out, a guy who's been dominant inside of the offensive glass and the defensive boards. And now Utah State up 16 will have to play without Cada for the rest of this game. Fouls out with 8 points. Not only did he have 8, but he had some key rebounds as well. Vassell, free throw good, 66-51. And since you played him there, when you're up by so much, maybe you could save him for the fourth quarter. But Craig Smith, the coach of Utah State, not electing to do that, and might have just hurt him. We'll have to see. Merrill with about a 1-second differential between the game and shot clock, just playing to the defender near the logo here. Merrill, 4, 3, 2. Merrill with 1 to shoot, puts it up for 3, and he missed it. Rebound Florida State. That's the end of the third. 1 more quarter to play here in Tampa. Florida State's going to need to make a major comeback here. They've got some momentum, but can it carry over? Utah State up 66-51 on Florida State. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We're through 3 in Tampa. We are back and ready for this last 10 minutes of action here in Tampa. Can Florida State complete what would be an impressive comeback? Forrest with it for 2. No good. Rebound to Utah State. And the Aggies come down Merrill. Merrill with it for Utah State. In the lane. Up for 2. Blocked. Rebound obviously gotten by Florida State. Forrest up for 2. Good. Took it coast to coast. New York to California, and he scores 66-53. Forrest now with 13. As you can see, Sam Merrill's having a night. He only had 6 in that last quarter, but there were 2 early threes that kind of set the tone for the entire third quarter for Utah State. Clay Stahl out there now for Utah State. How about a 2 here? No good. Rebound Florida State. 66-53. You know Florida State has a run in them. You just don't know when it's going to come. 2, no good. Rebound by Gray. Gets it out for 3. Good. I think that's a 3. Yep. No. His foot was on the line, says the referee. Vassell the 2. 66-55. Merrill in the lane. A lot of Florida State bodies in there. Now he gets it out. And he's going to dribble back out. Didn't like what he saw there in the lane. Merrill to Stahl. Stahl. Top of the key for Utah State. 2 to shoot. Stahl for 3. That's good. Clay Stahl has come in for the first time, and he's already lighting it up. 69-55. Back to a 14-point advantage for the 10-seed Utah State Aggies, trying to be the Cinderella story, if you will. How about a 2? No good. Blocked. Rebound Stahl. And Utah State comes out of there with it. All right. Merrill for 2. Good. He's just been unstoppable this evening. Sam Merrill with 27. Only 12 of those coming in the paint. 71-55, back to a 16-point advantage. Largest lead of the evening has been 20 at 66-46. That's a 3 by Florida State as they try to hang in there somewhat. 71-58. Utah State brings it down as some of the Seminole fans getting into it a little, chanting defense. Merrill for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Vassell, and he'll bring it down for the Seminoles. 7:40 to go. Forrest with it. Forrest drives. Hands it off for 2. Raycron Gray, good. And it's 71-60. They've cut it to an 11-point deficit. Sam Merrill across the timeline. He's got 27, almost stripped, but gets it back. 15 to shoot. Ooh, nice little dribble there, but decides to shoot or decides to pass to Brito. Brito, baseline, out to Bean, to Merrill. Merrill, 3 to shoot for 3. That's no good. Rebound gotten by Trent Forrest, and the Florida State Seminoles have it. 7 minutes to go. 2 seed on upset alert in Tampa, Florida, in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Walker gets to Williams, gets to Gray. Gray, left side to Forrest. 5 to shoot. Forrest driving, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebound Utah State. Sam Merrill, and he'll bring it down across the timeline. Merrill across the defenders, puts it up for 2, and he's got 29. It's 73-60. Sam Merrill, 12 for 22 on field goals. He's shot 22 times. The plus minus there, though, he's plus 17. That is fantastic. Walker, 12 to shoot. 73-60. Forrest with it. Driving, baseline, up, reverse, no good but a foul. I think they're going to get Stahl here, yep. So after Cada had to leave with those fouling out, Stahl has kind of been his replacement. He's been pretty good inside. Craig Smith, the coach of Utah State, looking on. But Stahl called for the foul there. So Trent Forrest will go to the line. 73-60. Trent Forrest, the senior, as I mentioned earlier, from Chipley, Florida. Florida State 26-5 on the season, coming off the victory over Eastern Washington in that first round. First free throw is up and good, 73-61. Beat Eastern Washington, the 15 seed, as we have some substitutions. And now trying to avoid the upset here, but they're going to have all their work cut out for them here in the last part of this game. 6:11 to go and down 12. Free throw up for Forrest. That's good. And Utah State will have the basketball. Kuba Karowski is now in the game for Utah State. Porter Jr. now to Merrill for 3. No good. Thought he was going to make that one too. He almost bet on that he's going to make it in. He's been so good tonight. How about Forrest for 2? No good. Rebound Utah State. 5:50 to go. Florida State down 11. The 2 seed. Porter Jr. with it for the Aggies. Good to have you with us on a Saturday evening. Merrill got that one to go. He missed the last one. He makes this one. He's got 32 for Utah State. Sam Merrill, the senior from Utah. Bountiful Utah at that, and it's 76-62. Forrest up, no. Rebound Karwowski, and Utah State brings it down quickly. Porter Jr. Utah State up 14. A little bit of a run. They can put this one away and head to L.A. in the bright lights. 3 is no good. Rebound by Florida State. They're to play in the West Region semifinals coming up this next week. Williams to Gray. They'll play either Oregon or Indiana. That game coming up at 7:20 Eastern tomorrow evening here on YouTube. That's a 3. That's good for Utah State. That one by M.J. Walker, and it's 76-65. M.J. Walker, the junior from Jonesboro, Georgia. Merrill with it. Driving in the lane, puts it up for 2. That's no good. Rebound Florida State. Rebound Bean. Thought Florida State came out of there with it. It looked like Gray had it, but he didn't. Karwowski to Merrill. 5 to shoot. Merrill regains, puts it up for 2. No good. Fought for. Shot clock reset, and Florida State has it. Gray with the basketball. 4:20 to go in the game. 2. No good but a foul as he goes crashing to the floor. And Bean's like, you know what? Whatever. Forrest turns around, points to the crowd. Bean is beside himself. He's here and himself is over there. 76-65. And after that foul, going to the line once again is Trent Forrest. He was just at the line a little bit ago. I was telling you how he was from Chipley, Florida. So once again, he's at the line, and he'll shoot a pair after the shooting foul. Free throw is up and good. As we go down the stretch here, Utah State 4 timeouts, Florida State 3. Karwowski will come out of the game for Utah State. McChesney will come in for what I believe will be the first time for Utah State. Osborne in for Williams on the Florida State side. All right, Forrest at the line, trying to make it 2 of 2 here. It's good. 76-67. It's a 9-point game in Tampa with 4:15 left. Stick with us here on YouTube in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa, and it's going to be a nice finish. Let's see what happens. Can the 10 seed upset the 2 seed? We shall see. I'm watching right with you, folks. Brito, almost stolen. Gets it back. Going to shoot a 3. No good. Rebound Florida State. They can cut the deficit even more here. Forrest to Walker. 3:50 to go. Gray on the left side to Forrest. 10 to shoot. Forrest inside to Gray. In the lane for 2. No good. Rebound Utah State Porter Jr. 3:33 to go. Utah State hasn't scored in 2:10, and that's the kind of stuff that is going to get Utah State, close to losing this game, if not losing it. I mean, they just have to be able to make shots. Bean for 2, no good. Rebound Florida State. Florida State is too good of a team to not make shots on for an extended period of time. They will make you pay for it. 2 is up and good. Osborne. 76-69 as they continue the comeback with 3:10 to go. Bean is 14. Osborne is 8, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. Porter Jr. with it for Utah State. We have officially 3 minutes left. Utah State 3 minutes from an upset. Can they pull it off? Every possession becomes big here. Brito for 2. That's no good. Rebound, the offensive rebound put up for 2 is good. How about that for McChesney, who just checked into the game, and he makes his presence known. 78-69. Forrest with it for Florida State. Forrest to Walker. 10 to shoot. Walker and the Seminoles down 9. Now he backs it out. Into Gray. 3 to shoot. Gray at the shot clock buzzer, no good. Not only is that bad because they missed a shot on that position, but they took the entire shot clock down, which takes a lot of game clock off. Sam Merrill in for 2. Good. He's been sensational this evening, leading the Aggies in this game with 34 points, and the Aggies have 80 here in Tampa. It's 80-69, just over 2 to play. Forrest with it. Crunch time for Leonard Hamilton's squad as they try to avoid the upset. 2, Williams, good. 80-71. The Aggies immediately call timeout as they want to reset for the rest of this game. Minute 55 to go. Aggies, a minute 55 from upset. You're watching Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back. Player of the game, Sam Merrill, so far. He has been absolutely sensational. No matter what happens in the rest of this game, I'm sure that Sam Merrill will be the player of the game because he has just been sensational. 34 points, working inside, working outside, getting the passes to his teammates. He has been absolutely fantastic. Getting the threes from downtown, Sam Merrill. All right. So Florida State down 9. Hunter Baumgart with you from Tampa, Florida. Good to have you with us for this second round matchup, and it's been a great one. Merrill going to actually pass it to Anderson. Anderson gets it stolen away by Florida State. Minute 41 to go. Seminoles bring it up the court. They have the basketball. Minute 35 to go. Forrest with it. Down 9 as they run their offense. Forrest going to drive in the lane, or not to the lane, almost to the lane. Now a 3 in the corner, no good. Rebound Aggies. Minute 22 to go. And basically one more shot could seal the upset here in Tampa. Florida State, of course, having some advantage with a lot of a lot of their fans here because they're in their home state. Utah State having to travel a lot farther. But that has not mattered to the Aggies. Craig Smith's squad has come in here and has lit it up. Porter Jr. for 3, and that just might do it. The Aggies can smell it. It's 83-71. Their bench is fired up. And now we have a foul on Merrill with 55.7 seconds to go. Craig Smith not happy. I don't know. Looking at it, he's yelling at his team. So still coaching. Even though he's up 12 and sensing victory, he's still coaching hard over there. Sign of a good coach. All right. Walker at the line. MJ Walker, the junior from Jonesboro, Georgia. Oh, they actually called a flagrant on him. So the free throw is good, and they get the basketball, 83-72. And they will inbound here. And they do. Forrest near the logo. 14 to shoot. Top of the key now. Forrest going to drive. Now back it out. Forrest. Baseline up to reverse. Good. Beautiful move. Trent Forrest. He's been an exceptional player in this game. He averages almost 12 a game in the regular season. One of the leading scorers for Florida State. And he's playing his final game here as a Florida State Seminole. So a nice way to go out there. Bean for two. Good. 85-74. And this game is about to be over, and the Utah State Aggies are about to move on to the final 16 here in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. That is what a feat by this Aggies team. Upset Marquette, now about to upset Florida State. Up for two, good. Wild shot. He's good. 85-76. Florida State going to back off, not even going to foul. And that's going to do it. That is going to do it here in Tampa. The ACC champs have gone down to the 10 seed in Tampa, Florida. Leonard Hamilton's squad has been upset by the Utah State Aggies, who come in here in Tampa and upset the 2 seed Florida State, and they'll move on to play either Oregon or Indiana coming up this week. Final score, Utah State 85, Florida State 76. The upset has been pulled here in Tampa. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Hunter Baumgart for the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament, saying stay healthy and so long.